Guys, the level of uncertainty right now is high. Is the quickest way I can say this. Like, wow. Uh, these are the monthly returns. Historically, we normally get a positive return for April, as you can see. It's normally quite large. Um, and the downs have, either been nothing or, under 4%, right? So it looks like we're going to see a pretty good month next month. But boy, am I confused. Like, I'm just not sure. I'm getting conflicting data basically. So if we look at the chart here, we are just about touching the bull market support band. The bull market support band is at 36,687. Sorry, 43,689, and we're gonna touch it, and I wonder if we're gonna get through it. If we do, this is a very bullish signal. This is what my friends are telling me. All my friends that are also big traders are telling me that we are at the point where we're gonna break through and at least go to 50K before we have some trouble. And that's interesting, but they use totally different metrics for me. I'm using my 50-week moving average, which is this, my 100-week, and my 200-week down below, which I don't have turned on right now. I do my 200-week, my 100-week, and my 50. And the bull market support band. They're using other things, but I am relatively conservative when it comes to this, and so I think my guess, what I'm gonna do is wait until we get through this. Right? Are we gonna get through this? And then if we get through this, I'm happy to put some put a position in. But until that point, I just can't. It's too risky. And I feel like a wet towel even saying it. I might make some small positions. If I do, I'm gonna make a video about it. But I might do some small positions, but I'm uncertain of what's happening next. And it annoys me because the factors at play are, you know, like now we have Powell saying that he will address high inflation. So this basically means that we're going to raise interest rates every single time. Is that a positive or negative to crypto? Well, my old hypothesis was that if interest rates rise, then inflation is being handled. So Bitcoin acts less, the reason Bitcoin exists is to act as a hedge against inflation. And that hedge against inflation diminishes. So you would see the Bitcoin prices decrease, but we've seen in the past, and I can't pull it up right now, but we've seen that when interest rates are rising, we see that in the past Bitcoin has rallied. So what's that all about? Right? Like, let's see, interest rates, USA chart. Let's see if we can get this. Yeah, okay. So if we look at this, well, let's see if this is gonna give us a nice clear picture. Well, that's too broad, unfortunately. That is too broad. But I think between 2016 and 2020 is what we're talking about. But you can see the general trend, it's been down. It's unlikely that we'll actually make it very high is also my hypothesis right now. I think my hypothesis is likely that in the next what is it, from 2016 to 2020, interest rate was going up, right? So here we see it, 2016 to 2019, 2016 to 2019. Now let's take a look at the map here. If we go 2016 to 2019 is essentially all a bull market. We had a giant bull market basically in that time span. So it seems like from 2016 to 2018 at least, we had some really bullish stuff. So 2016 to 2018, we had some really bullish stuff. So what is going on? What's the correlation between interest rates and Bitcoin? It seems like they aren't correlated very well, right? They're not. They don't intermingle. And this most certainly confuses me, right? And I'm glad I'm glad I can just be frank with you guys and just tell you what's up, tell you how I feel, because it's not the greatest feeling actually to not be sure. and we have this war that's taking place, but it seems like we might be approaching some kind of like ceasefire of some kind, because it's like the way that the sides are talking about it, like it definitely seems like we're approaching it, because it's like when you're nearing closing a deal, you really start ramping it up, right? So I wonder if that's the case, but you know, who really knows? Who really knows? But you know, the question right now for me is, are we here, right? Are we in this region? Are we here, like somewhere around here? Actually, you know what? I can even draw this better. Like we closed below the 50 week, right? So are we right here? Is this where we are, right? And we're just doing this peak and we're gonna bounce back down, or are we here, right? And this is the big question. Where are we? Which side of this are we on? Are we over here, or are we over there? And this, you know, which side we're on is really going to determine what actually happens with this. Like if we're here, then boy, we're coming down. We're gonna hit this 200 week, right? If we're here, and what then we have some invalidation, right? I mean, we're going up, but looking at this data here on this chart, we closed below the 50 week. We had a peak. We closed below the 50 week. It seems like we should go down, right? And I know this is not popular. I don't think people want to hear this, but it seems like we should go down. But are we here somehow? Right? We're nowhere near the 200 week. Nowhere near, right? We haven't touched it. But are we here somehow? And we're going to break through and really make some new highs? I mean, anything is possible with Bitcoin. That's what I guess that's something important to say. Like, literally anything is possible, but it's I don't know. I'm not sure. Really, I'm most certainly in a state where I'm a little nervous, because what you also don't want to do is miss the opportunity, right? If we end up, let me pull this up. So if we are over here, if we're over here and we do break through and we actually do go up, that'd be wild, right? And we're invalidating this 50-week moving average thing, right? But boy, in situations like this, I definitely want to hold true to what I believe. And what I believe is, and you know, I could be fatally wrong here, but my belief still is that if you close below the 50 week, you go test the 200 and then you come back up, right? You close below the 50 week, you go test the 100, the 200. You close below the 50. There it is, right there. Go test the 200. Close below the 50. This pink is the 50. You go test the 100. The 200, sorry. Right. As far as we can go back, basically. I mean, the 200 stops operating at some point because it's 4 years of data, basically. Right, but I don't know. Close below. Go test. Oh, and it's just held it so consistently that I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not crying. I'm yawning, and I have this weird thing where if I yawn, my tear ducts are also activated. But yeah. Anyways. All right, guys. I will catch you tomorrow. Have a great one.